Hi, it's Paul, and in today's video I'm an old man with a paddleboard, and this is specifically, well, maybe not specifically, but it's primarily for people who are just buying or have just bought a paddleboard. And the message is simple: pump it up. That might sound a very stupid thing to say. And obviously I'm talking about inflatable paddleboards like this one. But it was brought to mind by two different events. Last week I was on holiday out in Menorca on the sea, and I met up with someone who was on their board for the fourth time. Very new to it, very nervous, blah blah blah. I'd met them on the, I don't know, let's say the Tuesday, and they said, "Oh, are you back down there on the Wednesday? I'll come down and paddle with you if that's okay." And I said, "Yeah, of course, sure." So met them early on the Wednesday morning. They got their board out, and I said, "Look, I've got a better pump than you, because I've got a Red Paddle Titan 2, which is a nice pump." And so I said, "I'll pump your board up." So I did. And they said, "Well, that took ages longer than it takes with my pump," which was a little, let's call it entry-level pump, because it was an entry-level board that they'd bought second-hand on Marketplace or something like that. And so we ummed and ahed about it, and they stood on the board, me having pumped it up, and they said, "Well, this is totally different to how I've had it before." "Okay, how do you mean?" "Well, it's really solid and not squidgy." And I said, "Okay." Anyway, we got on the water, paddled around for I don't know, probably a couple of hours, had a good time, all good fun, and went away. I came home, and now I'm on the river at 10 degrees centigrade, water temperature actually, warmer than the weather. The water temperature today is 12 and the air temperature is 10. In Menorca last week, the water temperature was 24 and the air temperature was 27. Oh, how the week changed. Yesterday, it was even colder. It was 6 degrees air temperature yesterday. And I was out on my board. I didn't record it because I've broken one of my cameras. But this board, this one I'm stood on, Red Paddle 11'3" Sport, very old one, 2017 board I think it is, and it leaks. This board leaks. Now normally, because I know it leaks, and it leaks about £5 over a couple of days, so every couple of days I top it up. And on Monday, it's Wednesday today, on Monday I was out late and I didn't pump it up. And I got on the water yesterday. I thought, wow, this feels unstable. This feels really bad. And so I paddled down there, a couple of miles paddle, first thing in the morning, just to get me out of the house and get the energy going. And it was the most horrible paddle, given that the conditions were very much like this. It's sun's just coming up, it's quite nice, it's very calm, very little wind, don't know, 3 or 4 mile an hour wind. But it was horrible. I felt like it was the first time I'd ever paddled. It was most disconcerting, most uncomfortable. And it was all because the board wasn't pumped up properly. When I got home, I stuck the pump on it, Went to pump it up, read the pressure on it, and it was 5 psi. Now normally I run this at 20 psi, which is sort of around about Red's recommendations, somewhere between sort of 15 and 20. And so the moral of the story is pumping up the board properly seems to make a huge difference. I'm sure there are experts that know. Fine, stick a comment below. And I'm sure there's some logic to it, because if you're standing on a squidgy airbed rather than on a solid floor, it is more difficult to balance. So it all seems to make sense. But my main point is, I see so many people who get on at the same place as me, just upriver here, and you see them and they're, oh, it's just such hard work pumping, oh, I can't be bothered. And you think, hang on a minute. Now I think back to it and think, how many times have I seen someone who evidently hasn't pumped their board up fully? And that's their issue. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not saying you must. All I'm saying is you could well get a way better experience. You could well feel much less wobbly, much more stable, much more comfortable on your inflatable paddleboard if you pump it up properly. So there you have it. That's all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.